BKS presents You Can Draw with Stef Wilson and Kerry Ann.
We are going to draw Mike Wazlowski this week. No, Wazowski.
Kitty.
And Kitty. Yeah, I don't even know his name. Sully, thank you.
Wow. Kitty.
So we're going to draw Mike Wazowski. Mike Wazlowski. And Sully. And we should have time to draw the Wazowski. She had the best voice I've had, but that gets the whole page in there. And we're going to shift. Don't
What
mind
was
me.
the other lady's name?
What other lady? The one with the glasses?
Yeah, the one you're drawing in the background.
I can't remember her name.
What was
Oh, please. Nobody remembers her name. Who is this? Anybody know who that is?
So let's do.
All right, so we're going to be drawing 3 characters. So
I'm
we're
not
going
gonna
to
fit 3 characters.
get a little tight on the page. I know you always end up too high. Trust me, you won't on this one because we got to draw everybody a little smaller. So what we're going to do is Sully's going to be over here, okay? And he's going to be bigger, but probably not go all the way to the top of the page. If we did that, then Mike would be like off the page. So imagine that Sully's going to probably end up about 3/4 of the way up the page. So if this is Sully, this is going to be Mike down here, okay? So right around, swing your pencil right around there. We're going to draw an eye. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a circle, but you're going to flatten out the bottom of it, okay? So start to draw a circle, flatten out the bottom of it, then swing back up to finish your circle. It's only one side, should be a little bit squished. All right? And then right beneath that squished line, put a line for an eyelid. Okay, a little crescent line. I don't think it's dark enough. Wait, maybe this light's too bright for you guys. I want you to be able to see the drawing. Even if it means I gotta draw in the darkness a bit. What do you think? Can they see? Yeah, I guess you can see.
I can see it.
How's it look on the screen there? Does it look okay? All right. Right in the center, a little bit above this flat line, draw a perfectly round circle. And inside that, draw another smaller circle. Then, right above and a little bit off to one side, draw another little oval. I know that's getting crazy, but what this is this is his iris of his eye. And the little oval is a little bright white spot. And then if you color this in dark, like his pupil, then you get a little gleam in his eye. Because, you know, he's only got one eye, but it's a large part of him, so you're going to make it very expressive. And now, before you do the rest of his body, which is not very complicated, let's put his mouth in, which is going to follow the same line as underneath his eye, okay? So go across like this. Now, when Mike smiles, it's always a little off. It's got a quirky smile. So come down and then swoop back up. You don't want it to be even. You don't want that to come right to the middle. You want to be a little off to the side because that's the way he is. And you put a little curve at the end. And you always see the monster's teeth. So do a bunch of little, it's almost like drawing the ocean. Okay? It's almost like drawing the ocean. A couple little waves like that. And then same thing in exactly the same spot in reverse. And I'll zoom it in, so if you're not sure what I mean, don't rush. Okay, and then do the same thing on the bottom. And that gives you 2 rows of teeth without drawing lines in between the teeth, because then that just looks a little too much.
Really sad.
Now, he also has an eyelid on the top, so give him a little peaked crescent above there. And this is going to start off his body, because right here from the top of his eyelid, we're going to draw the same shape you basically drew his eye in. And that was probably intentional in the character design. So he's not actually a round circle. He's kind of a round circle that's a little flat on the bottom. So the same shape that you drew his eyes, starting here, you're going to go down. Okay, you're going to go around across the bottom, then you're going to come up and go back to his eyelid. I wobbled a bit, but that's okay.
I'm not even close.
There you go. Okay? So he's not a circle. He's a flattened out circle. He's got little horns. Did you know that? I never paid attention to the fact that Mike Wazowski has horns. Well, I don't think he's Mike. I think he's just Wazowski. Sorry, Mike.
No, I thought his name was Mike.
Was it? That's possible. All right. So now what we've got is we've got him in a funny pose, which is okay, but let's get his hands out of the way. His hands come out from the side of his body, go out at an angle, give him a little elbow, zoom back in. Parallel line. He's got very skinny arms. Parallel line. When you get to his side right here, this is the top of his hand, curves back, finger, go back up to his arm. Add another one in there, and you get the implication that he's putting his hand on the side, like on his hip. But he doesn't have a hip, so just a little bit of a character embellishment. Then right from the side, same spot his other arm is at, go straight out, 2 parallel lines. He's putting his hand on Sully here in this picture. So 1, 2, 3, and a thumb. Okay, so right now he looks... I do him a little flat on the bottom. You guys are hysterical. All right, let's give Wazowski his signature stance. Okay? For this particular pose. He's leaning. So, right here, we're going to do one leg. You're going to come down. You're going to shoot across. Okay? Do a parallel line to that. Shoot across. Then give him a little bump of a heel. Not much. He doesn't have much of a heel. Come down and curve it. And that's his toes, his foot, and his leg. Okay? And what you can do is give him an extra toe there if you want, so everybody knows those are toes. Now that's like the worst leg pose in the world unless, and it doesn't make any sense, unless you draw his other leg in. And you bring that down. And then the same thing. 1, 2, 3 toes. And bring that leg back up. And now it makes sense that his one leg is the same way you would if you're leaning on one leg. Okay? I'm going to draw Sully in here. He's going to take up the rest of this picture over here on this side. And then we'll put Roz in over here. So, from, I guess, right about where his horn is, let's draw Sully's torso, only because we want to be able to position where his head's going to go, all right? And I don't want you guys to have to try and figure out on the page where you're going. So right from between his eyelid and his horn here, go up. And don't make these lines straight. He's a furry guy. So, from right here underneath him, let's finish out his belly. Now remember, this is the ground where he's going to be standing. So from right here, what you want to do is, again, don't make this line sharp or straight. He's furry. And you're just basically coming down and giving him, this is going to be his belly and his stomach, okay? Okay, so right here, from his belly line, again, furry, come down. Give him a toe. Got to stop, though, because he has little claws. All right. Give him another toe with another claw. Okay, his third toe is going to be back behind here, so you don't have to draw that. Come over to the side like this and give him a little leg up that way towards his belly. Okay? And we're going to repeat the same thing. A little bit of knee, I guess. I'm not sure what they call that for monsters. And what you're going to do is 1 toe, 2 toe with a little nail, 3, or claw, I guess. And then right back up to his belly there. But don't go all the way up, because this is where his arm comes down to. And while you're here, put his tail. It's nothing really special. It's just a little tail. And again, don't draw these lines straight because he's furry. Now, right about here where we ended his chest, this is where we're going to do his arm. So it's going to come down alongside the hand here and curve around back. He has really long arms. Okay, almost like, I think he's supposed to be like
It's like
Yeti.
grape ape.
Yeah, or Yeti-like, or yeah, exactly. So this comes down, this is his arm, this is his hand. Okay, it curves back here, furry. And then do that little swirl for his, this is his hand curling around. And now he has a pretty decent sized elbow. So come out a bit. And then go up for his shoulder and over. Right here, his back. Okay? Yeah, I guess this side is a little bit too big. All right. So this is his arm over here. On this side, we've got to draw his hand because he's waving in this picture, okay?
It's because we care.
That's okay, I don't mind. Here's the fur here, fur there for an arm. So just a line here and a line here. I know, it doesn't make much sense. But we got to draw his hand in, that's why. Same thing. He's got kind of like, he's not really waving like, hey. So he's not waving like that. Sorry, hand gestures don't make sense. He's more just kind of like, hey. So imagine going, here, I'll do it on screen. Hey, how's it going? It's not like a full starfish looking hand. So curve his fingers a little bit because he's just doing a casual wave. All right, so it's not, and then a little thumb like that. So it's not, see, it's more relaxed. All the fingers are turned a little. It's not a salute. It's not, there's different types of waves, which I would have never thought of until I did this picture, trust me. Give him some little claws on there, okay? And then the reason we didn't finish this out is because this is his shoulder. So this was his forearm. This is gonna come up and become the rest of his shoulder, okay? So you have to come from the thumb kind of ish. You can come from the arm a bit, but that's why we didn't finish that line up. And we had to do all this so that Sully was scaled to Wazowski. So now where we have his shoulder, what we're going to do is draw a line curving in. This is going to be one side of the bottom of his head. And then kind of duplicate it on the other side and come across. You have to finish up your shoulder line. Okay. And then when you get over to this shoulder, now you want to start going up for his face. Go up. Make a little bump, because he has a little upper lip, and then up a bit more, okay? And on this side, you're gonna go up at an angle like that. Now he has lots of chin. This is all chin here. So from right where you made that little bump or that little line, this is his mouth. And in this particular pose, he's smiling, but again, he's not like crazy smiling, big grin like Wazowski. He's just friendly smiling. So make two parallel lines for his lip, because he's all fur, so everything, a lot of details can get lost in it. Then right above that lip, draw basically an oval and put two little half circles in it for nostrils. It's not a very sophisticated nose. But Sully's all about hair. Big blue hair.
Big blue hair. Kitty.
Kitty.
That's my favorite part of the whole movie. Kitty.
Draw a circle that disappears behind the nose, and another one right next to it that disappears behind the nose. Sully and Mike both, even though the size is really bizarre on Wazowski, Sully and Wazowski both have very human eyes. And as far as there's a white, there's an iris, there is a pupil. And if you didn't see Sully's big furry face, you'd be looking at two human eyeballs. Color them in a little bit so he doesn't look completely, and that's what you get. If you don't color in the iris, you end up looking like a really surprised expression. But yeah, they're very human looking eyeballs for animated characters. You know, monsters usually don't. Sorry. Little line up next to the eyes. And what we're going to do is, he's got two eyebrows right over his eye, okay? And then his forehead kind of is shaped like his eyes are, okay? So it kind of breaks right here in the middle a little bit and then comes back over this way. And then you give him some fun curly horns, which means
Looks
go
like
out,
Fozzie Bear.
go over,
Yeah,
go over,
I see that.
go up, over, and back. His horns aren't like bull horns. They have multiple turns, and they're kind of wonky and shapy. He has spots, purple spots, I think, on blue. He's bright blue with purple spots. So give him a couple of his spots here and there. Nothing crazy. He's not covered in them. He just has them here and there. So he's got a bunch of little spots to him. Probably more so on his backside and on his tail. Okay? And that's Sully. Now let's see if we can get Roz in here. Let's fit Roz in there. Roz is easy once you get the basic. Much room left for Roz here, but we got it. We can do this. Okay? The most important thing about Roz is her glasses. It sets off everything else you're going to do. All right? And the only way I can describe it is kind of like an oval gets pointed on the side because they're, old lady glasses. Ready? So go all the way to the edge of your paper if you got a little bit extra space there, you can do it a little closer if you want. But we're running out of paper here, so let's go right to the edge. And what we're going to draw is a teardrop going sideways. Does that make sense? Okay, coming to a point, but going sideways. And then give it a little bit of space and reverse that. Draw a teardrop going this way. Okay?
For some cat eye glasses.
Cat eye glasses. There you go. That's what it is. Put a bridge on them. She has little slits for eyes. So two little crescents right in the middle of her glasses. Okay? But just move the pupil because she's always side glancing you.
Yep. It's now Fozzie Bearing away for wearing Fred Flintstone clothes.
So put two little crescents inside those eyeglasses and then just a pupil off to the side. Because Roz has got nothing if she doesn't have that sideways, mistrusting glance. That's what her character's all about. So right beneath those glasses, she's got no nose. Come up, do a little bit of a bump there and come down. And you're basically making a crescent with a little bit of a ripple at the top of it for her lips. Her head actually is very interesting. It comes up. I didn't notice until I paid a minute. Make a little dip in it for her hair and come back down to her glasses. Her glasses are her biggest feature. They stick out on either side of her. She's got a little crest of hair. Almost like mohawky, but sticking straight up. And then continue that line past her glasses there. Now, it isn't Roz if there aren't some little beads coming off her glasses. So swing them out and off the page. Because she got the old lady glasses. She has a chin. She's basically Jabba the Hutt in shape. I think when you see her moving around, they hide it with the dress.
Frolic with glasses and a mohawk.
So we're going to give her a clipboard. So just draw a clipboard. That's easy enough. No. Draw a line going across. Draw a line coming down. Make them get a little bit narrower or closer together. That way.
Never mind, the beads killed it.
Draw the hand as three little sausages. It's all representational. You don't got to get crazy. Then draw a bottom to the clipboard. And the way you know a clipboard is you make a little bump, a circle, and a bump, and everybody knows you drew a clipboard. So I love about things like clipboards. Real easy to draw because there's a couple details and everybody knows what you drew and you don't have to go like crazy getting it perfect. Yeah, his one leg is a lot longer. So you can draw the bottom. The Roz, like I said, she looks like a big basic slug or something. So don't get crazy on that.
What'd you do with the bottom? Just made
I just drew a line across and big belly. Put a line right in between the crescent for her lips. Right there.
Oh, it's cute. I like this one.
It was fun. So, but way back here, Kerry's favorite line in the movie.
Kitty.
You'd have the little girl looking at Sully from behind and going, Kitty.
If you could be a Boo. That's
Who's
the
Boo?
little girl is Boo.
Oh, is it the little girl, Boo? Yeah, I ran out of paper, though. here you go. We've got, if you want to snap a picture of the entire image for reference, go ahead now. And here's my rendition. Oh, I like your Wazowski. Very much so.
I like
And
it.
Sully.
Sounds like a
Nice
Stef
hand wave.
cover ran out of paper.
And Roz. Very nicely done.
I think it's cute. I like that one.
So,
Thank you so much for drawing and watching with us. Please like, comment, and share if you had fun.